Hello, Sue. My name is Tammy King, and I work in Dallas with Brenda Barrett at On Message. She asked me to help you by putting together this quick instructional PowerPoint deck to help you to learn how to add audio to a slide deck, just as I'm doing now. Once you have finished adding audio to your slide, you'll send the file to us, and we will turn it into a video file for you guys to be able to post on a website. Okay, we're going to be like the Boy Scouts and get prepared. There are a few things you need to do before you want to start recording your audio. The first is to get a microphone, and then you will print out your script and print out your instructions to have them handy and find a quiet zone. So I will go into each one of these here on the next section of this video. The first thing we'll talk about is a microphone. Generally speaking, the microphones that are built into laptops are not adequate for the quality of sound you probably want for this project. So I recommend this type of a device. It is a set of headphones with a microphone attached to it, and it has a USB connection into your computer. So it's very easy to plug into your computer and use. This model is one that I've used for quite some time. I'm using it today. And it's not very expensive. I looked on Amazon this morning and it's $26.49 right now, and here's a link to that page. But you can also get it if you need it immediately and don't want to wait for shipping at any office supply store in your area. The last thing I'll say about this headset is that one of the reasons that I like it is that the microphone can rotate and move up and down. Most of us have a lot of air aspiration when we pronounce B's and P's. And what you want to do is get that microphone out of the way of that air. Otherwise, you'll end up with some really foul-sounding sounds in your sound file that will be abusive to the ear. So you can either get one that has the microphone that you can put down out of the way of that air. I usually put it down below my chin level. Some people put it up like close to their nose. It's just a preference just to get it out of the way. And if you don't have one with a rotating microphone, then what you can do is buy a wind screen, and folks at the store will know what that is. Now, my understanding is that you're very familiar with this presentation you'll be recording, and you've done it live many times. I will caution you, though, that when you are recording audio on a computer, it's very different from presenting live, and having a script handy will definitely help you out. I've included a link here to a video that shows you exactly how to do this. So if you would like to watch it in preparation of doing your audio recording, it will give you a fast look, a 3-minute and 30-second look. And this video is more instructional, step by step. The last bit of advice I have for you is to find a quiet zone. I am at home on a Saturday morning right now, and I am actually re-recording this slide because my dog barked when I did it the first time. When I do this at work, though, I try to book a conference room that I know has a lot of carpeting and maybe even padding on the walls. Not a lot of echo that happens in there, so something that I know is not going to rattle around. And I know I'm going to be in there by myself for a set amount of time with no interruptions, and that really does help. I also recommend having water nearby. So now that you're all prepared, let's talk about that first test run, right? So you're going to go out onto the track and practice. We will talk about setting the microphone level, how to set the recording quality, and then where to start. You do have some decisions to make there. How to stop recording, and then how to view what you have recorded. So let's dive right in. Okay, let's talk about setting the microphone and the recording quality levels. In PowerPoint 2007, just above the ribbon, you will click on the Slideshow tab, and then below that, you will see a button that says Record Narration. Click that button and you will get this dialog box. We'll be looking at two things on this dialog box. And if you look at the buttons over to the right, the third one down says Set Microphone Level. We'll be referring to that one next. When you click that button, you get a second dialog box that says Microphone Check. And the first way that you can set your microphone level is simply by beginning to speak into the microphone. You'll see the yellow, green, and red. Sometimes lights light up on that indicator. And then as you speak, automatically the slider that's just below that will begin moving to the left based on the volume of your voice. A second way to set the level is to manually click and drag that slider that I showed you to the left where you believe it should be. So the first few times you will probably speak into the microphone and it will end up about the same place each time, and then you'll know manually where to slide it to each time. Click OK and you'll be taken back to the first dialog box. And the second thing we're going to set on this box is the quality of the recording. So just below the Set Microphone Level button, you'll see one that says Change Quality. Click that one. Again, you'll get a second dialog box, this one titled Sound Selection. And I'm going to recommend that you make the selection indicated on the page here at the 22.050 kilohertz 16-bit stereo, 86 kilobytes per second. The reason that is you're going to probably be your best choice is it's the highest quality of audio that you can get without slowing down the file on the internet. So you want to get the best quality you can, but you also don't want the file to be so big that it bogs down once you turn it into a video. So once you have selected that, click OK. So once you have set your microphone level and your recording quality, click OK. Now you get to choose where you're going to start. This dialog box will open up and you will need to select whether you're going to start from the current slide, and that means whichever one is highlighted in the deck at that given time, or whether you want to start recording from the first slide. In order to make that choice, you have to make some decisions in advance of this dialog box. So you have choices. You can choose to try to record the narration for all of your slides at one sitting. If you can do that, you're a better gal than I. Most of the time, I can do a few slides at a time. Today, I'm having to do one slide at a time, and you can tell I don't have a script in front of me, and that's why, because I am fumbling for the right words to say. So whatever works for you, you'll find out during this test run phase, and make your selection on this dialog box based on what works for you today. If you have chosen to record the audio on one slide at a time, or maybe a few slides at a time, you'll need to know how to stop recording at any given time because you're not going all the way to the end. Well, that's super easy. All you do is click the Escape button. This dialog box will show up and it's asking you, do you just want to save the audio portion of what you just did? Or do you also want to save the timing of when you clicked the button for your animation to happen? So to make sure that your animation matches what you're saying, then you will, like I'm about to do right now, so that's my animation, you will click Save because you want to save the slide timings as well. To view the output, for some reason, when you click OK and it saves, it takes you to the slide sorter view. I'm not a big fan of this view, just probably because I'm getting older and my eyes are bad. But you can see it takes you to this view. Simply double click on one of the slides to get back in the normal view. And you'll notice that at the bottom of your slides, in the lower right hand corner, you now have the little audio indicator. So what it's done is save on each slide the audio that you spoke on that slide as well as the timings, and you see the 0 indicator there next to it, meaning that in the animation you're not going to have to click anything. It's going to happen automatically. All that happens magically, and it's really exactly what you need. So to view the output, all you have to do is go down into the slideshow view and launch the presentation. Don't click anything, don't say anything, just put your hands in your lap and listen to the audio that you recorded and watch the timings that you saved and make sure that they are exactly what you want. If not, you will want to re-record. You are going to record all narration on every slide and save those timings. And then when every slide is done, what I want you to do is view the whole thing from front to back more than once. You will find that PowerPoint sometimes has a mind of its own, and you want this to work perfectly. So view it from the beginning to the end, and if you come across a slide that is not exactly as you would like it to be, I'm finding this morning sometimes I must be clicking the button to go to the next slide too fast, and it's clipping off the end of my audio. So you want to make sure that it works exactly the way you want it to. So view it from the beginning to the end multiple times and re-record on individual slides until you are completely satisfied with the way it runs. Once you are completely satisfied with the file and it is in its final form, contact Brenda Barrett, who is On Message's representative for World Courier, and she will talk to you about the size of the file you have ended up with. And depending on how small or large it is, you may be able to email the file, or you may need to work out a way to transfer a larger file to her through a hosted website. The reason that we want you to send the file to us is because PowerPoint 2007 does not give you the ability to save the file as a movie file. So we will open your file in PowerPoint 2010 that will allow us to save it as a .mov file, and at that point we can get our design folks working on it, doing some editing. I believe Brenda has something in mind. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do. I know she's talked to you guys about that. But once you get her the file, they'll make the edits, convert it to the file format that you guys need to host on your website, and then send it back to you. I hope this is helpful and you have a wonderful time doing this for the first time. It's a little bit empowering, and I really wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, contact Brenda, and either one of us will be happy to help you.